Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is ALIMIN and today we will be presenting about the bioenergy. So this video is divided into 5 sections, which is introduction, sources and conversion, anaerobic digestion and biogas, fuel production, and lastly, biodiesel and environmental impact. So what is bioenergy? Bioenergy is energy that derived from materials which were living matter recently. Bioenergy usually use biomass as a feedstock to derive energy. So biomass is any organic materials made from animals and plants, and it is one of renewable resources to derive energy. And biomass also has a potential to be used as a solar energy store. Before we go deeper, what is fuels mean? Fuels is a substance that interacts with oxygen to release energy. As for biofuels, it usually derives from biomass. And as we can see from the equation, usually one carbon holds two hydrogen and also one oxygen, which is more complex than methane compound. As for energy generation for the bioenergy, it can be shown in photosynthesis process. So photo means something to do with light, while synthesis is putting together. So how it works? Plants take in carbon dioxide and water from their surrounding and use the energy from the sunlight to convert these metals into starch, sugars, cellulose or hemicellulose, which make up the vegetable matter in plants. So as you can see in the equation, which is photosynthesis equation, this process is exactly the reverse of the combustion discussed earlier. So the plant grow by using solar energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into carbohydrate or similar material with a release of oxygen. So when we burn it, oxygen is used and energy is released as heat.
My name is HAMIZAH and I will proceed about bioenergy sources and simple conversion. Biomass, the raw material for bioenergy, primarily comes from two main categories. Firstly, we have purpose-grown crops specifically cultivated for energy production, such as sugarcane or maize, which are selected for their high energy yield. Secondly, and equally important, are various waste streams. These include woody residues from forestry operation like thinning and trimming felled trees, agricultural crop wastes from both temperate and tropical regions, animal wastes, municipal solid waste from our homes and business, landfill gas which is captured from decomposing waste, and other commercial and industrial wastes. These waste materials offer a valuable resource for energy generation while also addressing significant waste management challenges. Now, let's look at how we extract energy from these biomass sources. We can categorize the conversion methods by their complexity. The simplest approach is the direct combustion of raw biomass. This means burning the material as it is, typically to produce heat for direct use or to generate steam for electricity. A slightly more refined method involves combustion after some simple physical processing. This can include sorting the biomass to remove impurities, chipping into smaller, more manageable pieces, compress for easy storage and transport, and drying to reduce moisture content, significantly improve combustion efficiency and overall energy yield. When we talk about the combustion of solid biomass, several common fuels come to mind. These are readily available and widely utilized. They include wood and various crop residues, which are byproducts of agricultural and forestry activities. Charcoal, a carbon-rich fuel derived from wood, is also a common solid biofuel. Furthermore, municipal solid wastes, after appropriate processing, can be combusted to recover energy. Lastly, pelletized fuels typically made from compressed wood waste offer a highly efficient and consistent burning option for modern biomass systems. Solid biomass combustion offers distinct advantage, particularly in urban environment. It can be financially attractive in large cities primarily due to two critical factors: the increasing shortage of suitable landfill sites, which drive disposal costs, and the high cost associated with transporting large volumes of waste to distant disposal facilities. By converting municipal solid waste into energy, locally cities can mitigate these challenges, reduce their overall waste management expenses, and even generate valuable energy. However, solid biomass combustion also comes with its drawbacks. Firstly, it can be an inefficient method of energy extraction. This means that compared to more advanced conversion technologies, A notable portion of the energy contained within the biomass is not effectively transformed into usable power. More critically, combustion, particularly without stringent emission controls, produce a wide range of pollutants. These include particulate matter like soot and ash, nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and volatile organic compound. When municipal solid waste is combusted, there is also a risk of releasing dioxins and furans. This emission contributes significantly to air pollution and can have serious adverse effects on both environmental quality and public health. This highlights the crucial need for robust emission control technologies when utilizing this method.
Assalamualaikum, my name is MUMTAZAH and I will proceed with the basic, which is anaerobic digestion. Anaerobic digestion is a biological process that breaks down organic materials like food waste and manure or sewage in the absence of oxygen. This process takes place in a sealed oxygen-free container called a digester. Inside this digester, specific bacteria work to decompose the organic matter. As a result, this process produces biogas, which is a mixture of mainly methane and carbon dioxide. Methane is especially important because it's a flammable gas, which means we can use it as renewable source of energy. So this is how digesters actually work to produce biogas. The process starts when organic waste is fed into the AD. Inside the digester, the environment is completely oxygen-free and the temperature is carefully controlled to create ideal conditions for microorganisms. These microorganisms go through 4 main stages, which are hydrolysis, acidogenesis, acetogenesis, and methanogenesis. The biogas rises to the top of the digester and is collected, while the leftover material called digestate can be used as a natural fertilizer. Biogas mainly contains 50 to 75% methane, with the rest being carbon dioxide and a small amount of hydrogen sulfide. From 1 ton of dry organic waste, we can get 200 to 400 cubic meters of biogas, which is about 8 gigajoules of energy. After cleaning, biogas can be burned for heat or electricity, used in engines, or turned into vehicle fuel, and is a clean and renewable way to turn waste into useful energy. AD for Municipal Solid Waste, or MSW, focus mainly on the organic portion of waste like food scraps or paper. Before digestion, the waste is mixed with water into a slurry to make it easier to process. Some key advantages are they can be built closer to cities, which helps reduce transport costs, and they use less land compared to landfills. However, there are also disadvantages. They need higher capital and maintenance costs, and the waste must be sorted first to remove plastic and metals that can be digested.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NISA binti BASRI and I will continue with production of liquid biofuels. So first of all, why liquid biofuels? A major goal in bioenergy is producing liquid fuels to replace or supplement fossil fuels. So liquid fuels are useful because they are easy to store and transport, can be used in engines and vehicles, and also can be integrated into existing infrastructure, for example like gas stations. The first one is production of biofuel by fermentation. This is a biological process where sugar containing biomass like sugarcane is converted into ethanol using yeast. The yeast breaks down glucose through anaerobic respiration, producing ethanol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. Ethanol has multiple uses as a renewable fuel. One common application is in gasohol, which is a mixture of gasoline and ethanol. It can contain up to 26% of ethanol. Adding ethanol improves combustion, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, and helps reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Next is gasification to produce syngas. Gasification is the process of heating biomass in low oxygen with steam and high pressure to produce syngas, which mainly consists of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Syngas is very useful intermediate fuel. It can be used directly for heating or further processed to produce liquid fuels like methanol or synthetic diesel. It also can be used in turbines or converted to liquid. This slide shows condition and reactors for gasification process. Here are the usual conditions, and also I include different types of gasifiers used based on design and feedstock. Some common types includes updraft gasifiers, where air enters from the bottom and biomass is loaded from the top. Next is downdraft gasifiers, where both air and biomass enter from the top. And lastly, we have fluidized bed gasifiers, which offer better temperature control and efficiency. Now let's briefly look at another important process for liquid fuel production, fixture-drop synthesis, or FTS. This is a chemical process that converts syngas, which we produced through gasification earlier, into liquid hydrocarbons like synthetic diesel, jet fuel, and waxes. The reaction combines carbon monoxide and hydrogen in the presence of metal catalysts, usually iron or cobalt, under high pressure and temperature. So, by combining biomass gasification earlier with fixture-drop synthesis, we can produce sustainable, cleaner burning fuels from renewable feedstock. Moving on to another method, which is pyrolysis, where biomass is heated in the absence or with very low oxygen. This process prevents combustion, and instead it breaks the material into three products: bio-oil, biochar, and syngas. But here the main focus is bio-oil. For effective pyrolysis, temperature is typically ranged from 500 degrees C to 1300 degrees C. Also, the oxygen supply must be tightly controlled to avoid combustion.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Ardini and I will proceed with biodiesel production by using vegetable oil. So biodiesel is a fuel that made from vegetable oil or also animal fats. So we use a process called transesterification, where we mix the oil with the methanol or also ethanol. So this creates a biodiesel and glycerol as a byproduct. Although it has a slightly less energy than diesel, it can be used in normal engines without any changes. So next is using biodiesel helps to reduce carbon dioxide emission, which plants absorb the CO2 as they grow, and when burned, it releases again. So keeping the carbon cycle balanced. Methane is another concern because it much stronger than the CO2, but if we burn it completely, it becomes less harmful compared to the CO2. So this helps to reduce overall greenhouse gases. So next is producing bioenergy needs a lot of land, which can affect food crops, biodiversity, and also increase water use. So it can also be costly from planting to processing the crops. Using waste as a fuel source might help to cut costs, but still need investment and also planning. Next, we go to RDF and SRF, which RDF and SRF are fuel made from the waste materials like plastic or paper that cannot be recycled. They help to reduce the landfill waste and produce energy, but sorting and preparing the waste costs money, and burning it still release some pollution. So while useful, they come with a few downsides. So as conclusion, biodiesel and RDF are practical example of how we can turn waste or crops into energy. While energy has clear environmental benefits like lower CO2 and waste reduction, it also poses challenges in land use, cost, and pollution control. Moving forward, combining efficient technologies with careful planning is key to making a bioenergy truly sustainable. So that's all from our group. Thank you.